Welcome to Neo Daily English, your shortcut to sounding natural. We go beyond the textbook to give you the phrases and fluency you need. New episodes every day to help you navigate real-world conversations. Level up your English, one insightful lesson at a time. Find your voice with Neo Daily English. Neo Daily English.
You ever have that feeling? You've learned a ton of English words, you feel pretty good about it, but then they just vanish the moment you need to actually speak. Ugh, it's so frustrating. If you've ever felt that gap between knowing something and actually doing it, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down a simple 3-step system to close that gap for good. Let's dive in.
I want to learn how to speak English fluently. This is from a learner named Naomi, and I bet it sounds super familiar, right? It's that deep desire to not just, know English, but to actually use it, to connect with people, to share your ideas, to just feel like yourself in a different language. It's a feeling millions of us share, and it is totally 100% valid.
And this is the part that drives people absolutely crazy, isn't it? You know the grammar, you've memorized the words, but the second you try to talk, nothing. It's like all that knowledge is just trapped inside. Well, guess what? There's a very real reason for that mental block, and once you understand it, you can finally break through it.
So let's get to the root of the problem here. And spoiler alert, it's not that you're not studying hard enough, and it's definitely not about how smart you are. The real problem, it's the method. The way we're traditionally taught English, well, it's basically training us for the wrong game.
Think about it this way. Traditional study is like learning the mechanics of a car. You learn about the engine, the theory of combustion. It's all very neat and logical. But a real conversation, that's like being thrown into rush hour traffic. It is fast, it's chaotic, and you have to make split-second, gut-feeling reactions. You can't just pull over and look at the manual, right?
So the big question is, how do you train for that chaotic, real-world experience? The answer isn't more theory, that's for sure. It's a totally different kind of practice. It's all about learning smarter, not just harder. So let's get into the 3-step blueprint that's going to build those real conversational muscles.
And listen, this isn't just some theory I cooked up. These principles are the exact engine behind some huge, successful learning platforms. I mean, look at the Daily English Conversation channel. We're talking 3.5 million subscribers. Their top videos have something like 16 million views. Why? Simple. Because this system is built on what actually works.
Okay, so here's our game plan, our path to fluency. Step 1 is all about building the habit, so practice becomes totally automatic. Step 2 is mastering the content, and this is key, learning deeply, not widely. And finally, step 3 is polishing your speech, so you sound natural and really confident. So first things first, let's build that solid foundation.
All right, this might just be the most important piece of the whole puzzle, consistency. You know that little voice that says, "I just don't have time"? It's the biggest lie we tell ourselves. The secret isn't about finding time. It's about linking your practice to things you're already doing every single day.
The magic trick here is something called habit stacking. Forget trying to carve out a new hour in your day. That's impossible. Instead, you just attach a tiny English practice to something you're already doing. Like, listen to a lesson while you're making breakfast. Practice some phrases on the bus. When you link it like this, the new habit feels totally effortless because it's just riding along with something you already do automatically.
And get this, we're not talking about huge hour-long study sessions. Nope, we're talking about tiny 1 or 2 minute micro lessons. That's it. That's short enough that you could listen to the same one 3 times just while you're waiting for the bus. It's these little, consistent deposits that over time build a massive bank account of fluency.
Okay, so let's say you've got the habit down. Now what? What do you actually do in those 1 or 2 minutes? Well, this brings us to pillar number 2. And this is the technique that really separates the people who are always learning English from the ones who can actually speak it. It's a little something called deep learning.
Now this is where it gets a little counterintuitive, but it's brilliant. Instead of learning a tiny bit about a new topic every single day, you go deep on just one thing. Think about it like you're learning a song on the piano. You don't just play it once and move on, right? No, you practice one little section over and over and over until your fingers just know it by heart. That's exactly what we're going to do with conversations.
And honestly, this is the #1 secret to fluency. It's not about having this giant, massive vocabulary. It's about having a core set of words and phrases that you can use instantly without thinking. And deep learning, that's how you build that automatic recall.
It's the process that turns slow, conscious thought into a fast, unconscious skill.
So, here's the game plan. You pick one single, real-world conversation. Let's say ordering at a restaurant. For a whole week, that is your entire world. You listen to it, you repeat it, you practice it until you could literally do it in your sleep. And only then, when you've completely mastered it, do you earn the right to move on to the next topic, like talking about family. This is how you build real, solid mastery.
Okay, on to our final pillar. You've built the habit. You're mastering the content with deep learning. Now for that last little bit, that final 10% that makes all the difference. How do you stop sounding like a robot reading from a textbook? The answer is an amazing technique called shadowing.
Shadowing is kind of like a full-contact sport for your mouth. You don't just listen and then repeat. No, you try to speak at the exact same time as the native speaker, matching them as perfectly as you can. You're not just copying the words, you're copying the music of the language, the pace, the rhythm, the emotion behind it all.
Now, to do this right, there are 3 simple rules. Rule 1, stay with the speaker's pace. Don't fall behind. Your job is to stay right on their heels. Rule 2, do not stop if you make a mistake. Who cares? Just keep going. The goal here is flow, not perfection. And rule number 3, and this is a big one, match the emotion. If the speaker sounds excited, you sound excited. Don't be a robot. This is how you train your brain to hook words up to real feelings.
I love this quote because it just nails it. This is what fluency actually feels like. Words coming out before your brain has finished thinking about them. That is the magic we're after. That's that moment when the little translator in your head finally shuts up and you're just speaking. That feeling, that's fluency. So there you have it. That's the complete blueprint. It's a simple but really powerful 3-part system. You build the habit, you master the content through deep learning, and you polish your speech by shadowing. That's it. That's the direct path from that frustrating silence to speaking with real confidence.
So, the whole system is yours now. The only question left is, which conversation will you master first? What's that very first real-world situation you're going to own? Is it ordering a coffee, asking for directions, talking about your weekend? Just pick one, because your journey to fluency starts right now with that one single focused step.
You ever have
Well, that's all for today. Before you go on your way, let me know in the comments, what topics should we cover next? Your suggestions help shape this channel. If you found value in this lesson, hit that like button and subscribe to stay consistent.